You know that 11 herbs and spices story? You might want to hear what else is in the bucket. We're digging into the additives and preservatives the marketing doesn't headline, sodium-heavy blends, MSG, and compounds used to stretch shelf life and keep that coating tight. Stay with me. We'll break down why a pressure-fried shortcut and a chemistry-first recipe can mean undercooked interiors during rushes.
If you've ever sunk your teeth into a crispy piece of KFC chicken and thought, "Wow, this is delicious," you're not alone. Americans eat millions of KFC meals every single day.
It's finger-licking good. Perhaps we all have the same thing in mind when we hear this slogan. It's none other than the well-known American fast food chain, Kentucky Fried Chicken, or also known as KFC.
Whether it's at family dinners, tailgates, picnics, or just grabbing a quick lunch on the go, it's comfort food at its finest. And the brand has cemented itself into our culture as much as apple pie and baseball.
Doesn't love some Colonel Sanders and his southern accents talking about damn chickens. There are a lot of fast food chains that serve fried chicken, and of course, each one of them has its own uniqueness. But come on, let's admit it, KFC still hits differently.
And why your taste buds light up while your body pays the salt bill. By the end, you'll know how to decode the label and dodge the traps. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. What they don't tell you is the 11 herbs and spices headline shares the stage with a long cast of helpers. Not just seasonings, slow agents in the mix, leaveners to puff the crust, flavor boosters that make lean meat taste like it spent the day in a stock pot. That's the gap between the cozy recipe story and the industrial script. Speed, sameness, shelf life. Let's start with the hand-breaded image. In practice, chicken is often pre-brined or pre-treated, then dredged in a mix built to pop on your tongue. High salt, added savory enhancers. The goal isn't your grandma's pantry. It's turnkey results at lunch rush. Think of a TV set in store mode, colors cranked, bass pumped, every dial leaning forward. Industrial seasoning does the same to your taste buds. Monosodium glutamate, or MSG, and nucleotides like disodium inosonate and guanylate work as amplifiers. In simple terms, MSG boosts umami, the meaty, broth-like note, while those nucleotides stack on top, so even a lean, bland bite reads rich. Food science explainers call it synergy. Small amounts flip pretty good into wow by turning up the savory channel. Salt-heavy coatings do the rest. Sodium acts like a volume knob for flavor. It sharpens edges, wakes up the crust, and pulls in moisture. Great for mouthfeel, thin on nutrition. Fast food fried chicken pieces often land high on sodium for their size, and major guidelines advise a daily limit that a few pieces can burn through fast. That math catches people off guard because the cues, crunch, spice, heat, don't scream salt load. And it isn't only taste. Bold flavor often rides with preservation and texture chemistry. Anti-caking agents keep mixes free-flowing. Leaveners help bubble and brown on cue. Stabilizers make battered skin cling and snap.
But behind that golden, crunchy coating and juicy bite lies a story you probably don't want to hear. There have long been rumors that KFC chicken is packed with skin,
and we probably choose it over and over again whenever we crave for the finest fried chicken. There's no doubt in that, as it remains as the comfort food of millions of people around the world. It's because they stay true to its tagline.
Tendons, beaks, and other parts of the bird most of us would never dream of eating. While some of those claims sound like internet myths, the reality of what goes into fast food fried chicken may surprise you. And once you know,
salty, savory, and very, very tasty. Truly finger-licking good. Of course, this is because of their 11 herbs and spices that they brag about. However, there's this one ingredient they use that they did not tell you about.
Again and again across a long supply chain, so your palate lights up on cue, but the bill is paid in sodium and additives tuned for punch, not wellness. That raises two questions. What are the 40-plus extras hiding behind the 11 herbs and spices? And how much sodium sits in each piece compared to what you'd expect? Now let's move on to how that chemistry keeps chicken ready long after a home cook would call it old. Why does chicken that should be fragile behave like it is built for a road trip? Because the playbook isn't grandma's skillet. It is preservation. Meat is treated to hold water and keep texture. Coatings are blended to stay crisp after cold, transport, and a hot rush. The goal is simple. Stable parts that fry on schedule and look the same at noon and at 9. Let's start with the preservatives. Calcium propionate works against mold. Sodium phosphates help meat hang on to moisture and feel springy after thaw and heat. In the breading, anti-caking agents keep the mix loose so the crust forms clean, and stabilizers help that crust cling and snap. That is how a carton can sit, ship, and still stage a crunch on demand. Pressure frying adds speed, cooks faster at a lower set point. That's efficient, but the margin is thin. During a rush, if timing slips or the load is heavy, the center can lag. A pressure cooker is like a shortcut lane, great when watched, risky when the speed limit is ignored. If the pull is early, you get a pink core and a food safety gamble you did not order. Now the fry oil. High-volume vats foam and break down without help, so operators add an anti-foaming agent, often dimethyl polysiloxane. Keeps bubbles in check the way a car oil additive keeps sludge from taking over. Oil conditioners aim to hold color.
You might never look at a bucket of fried chicken the same way again. To understand what you're eating, you have to start where it all begins: the chicken itself. When most of us picture a farm, we imagine chickens roaming free in the sunshine.
That is, KFC uses MSG. I know, I'm just as surprised as you are. Hi everyone, welcome to Food Mystic. Today, I'm going to talk about the secret ingredient that KFC has been using in cooking its well-loved fried chicken.
Scratching at the dirt, maybe clucking around in open fields. That's the picture of wholesome farming we like to believe in. But the truth behind industrial chicken farming, which supplies giants like KFC, looks very different.
Before anything else, let's first know more about KFC. It was Harland David Sanders, well revered as Colonel Sanders, who founded KFC in 1952. But what's interesting about it is that he began his life far away from the kitchen.
Reduce smoking and make batch after batch behave. Those leavening agents in the batter do more than puff. They set structure and drive browning, but some include aluminum salts, which draw debate over intake. Phosphates face similar scrutiny when diets are already loaded. And high-heat frying produces advanced glycation end products, AGEs, compounds tied to long-term health risks in research on fried foods. Here's the real kicker. The long chain from plant to plate leans on these strategies so food looks fine long after your home fridge would say toss it. Mini payoff. This system helps chicken travel, hold, and fry, even when conditions wobble. And yes, that fast pressure cycle is the same reason a busy line can send out undercooked pieces. So what is the takeaway you can use the next time you are ordering on a tight budget? The truth is, the secret isn't mystique. It's manufacturing. Taste is engineered, time is stretched, and you pay in salt and additives. So let's talk about what you can do. Choose spots that post full ingredient lists so you can see what you're actually eating. Ask if they cook to order and how often they change the fryer oil. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone. You might want to stick around. Next time, we'll decode an honest fried chicken menu. 3 quick questions at the counter that reveal more than the glossy ads ever will.